Good morning, students. In the previous class, we have to discuss regarding the meaning and the important terms used in organizing. Today, we have to discuss the process of organizing and the importance of organizing, and also on the basis of division of organization, that is your divisional structure of organization and functional structure of organization, its merits and demerits. Organizing is the backbone of management because without an efficient organization, no management can perform its functions smoothly. In management process, this organization stands as a second stage which tries to combine various activities in a business to accomplish predetermined goals. It is the structural framework of duties and responsibility required of personnel in performing various functions with a view to achieve organizational goals. Organization as a process is divided into four parts, that is your identification and division of work, number 2 departmentalization, number 3 assignment of duties, number 4 establishing reporting relationships. Identification and division of work. In these steps, an organization identifies the work considered necessary for implementing a plan, thereby achieving desired objective. The work is divided into manageable activities so that duplication is avoided and the burden of performing the work is divided among employees. Then number 2 departmentalization. Departmentalization involves creating departments by grouping similar activities together. After work is divided into manageable activities, those activities which are of similar nature are grouped into the form of departments for getting benefits of specialization. Activities are grouped together based on appropriate criteria like business functions, that is production, marketing, finance, etc. Assignment of duties. Assignment of duties involve defining the work of different job positions and allocating work to the concerned position holders. While assigning duties, competence of position holders is taken into account so that there is a match between nature of work and competence of work performance. Then establishing reporting relationship. Establishing reporting relationship involves presenting who will work under whom, that is who will get order from whom and will report the work performance to whom. This leads to creation of hierarchical structure, that is superior subordinate relationship from top to bottom, which help the coordination among the various departments. Now we have to discuss the importance of organizing. Number 1 advantages of specialization. Because of organizing, broad activities are divided into smaller activities. Each person performs only these smaller activities. As a result, he became specialized in performing these activities. A teacher teaches only business studies became of organizing and he became a specialist in this field. Then number 2 clarity in working relationship. Establishing of working relationship clarify communication lines throughout the organization. Therefore, every person is very clear about from whom he will get information and instruction and to whom he has to report about his performance and problems. This helps in fixation of responsibility and specification of authority for each person. Then optimum utilization of resources. Organization resources optimum utilization of resources by prescribing their allocation to points where these have their optimum utilization. In organizing, importance is given to various activities according to their contribution to achieve organizational objectives. Resources are allocated according to the importance of activities. Then adoption to change. Organizations help in adapting to change in business environments quickly. Organization structure created through organizational can be modified according to the requirement of changes in business environment. Persons can be submitted easily because of clarity of authority and responsibility of various positions. Thus, there is a required stability in the organization which can continue for long time. Then effective administration. Organization provides clarity about the activities each person has to perform and what result he has to be produced. Because of such clarity of management of an organization become easier and administrative person become effective. Then expansion and growth. Organizing facilitates expansion and growth of an organization. Expanding the existing business or adding a new business is observed easily. New employees may be added easily because new departments, sections can be created. Because of this importance of organization, major Indian IT companies are added 15 to 20% employees every year without changing their organizational structures substantially. Then development of personnel or human resources. Organizations paves the way for developing human resources by ensuring match between a job and job performance. The persons get mastery in his job. Therefore, while doing the job, the persons become more creative and can find out innovative way of working. This is about the importance of organization. Now we have to discuss the types of, on the basis of the types of organization. Organizations are divided into two types, that is your functional structure of organization and divisional structure of organization. Today we have to discuss regarding the meaning, merits and demerits of functional structure of organization. Functional structure is the structure which is created by grouping activities on the basis of functions required for the achievement of organizational objectives. Then come to the merits of the functional structure for organization. Number one, specialization. Functional structures leads to occupational specialization since emphasis is placed on specific functions. Thus, there is a better utilization of manpower which leads to better performance. Number two, better coordination and control. It is promote coordination and control in a departments as a similar activities are framework in the department. Number three, increasing efficiency. It helps in increasing managerial and operational efficiency which results in higher profitability. Then minimum duplication of efforts. It leads to minimum duplication of efforts which results in economic scale and this lower costs. The next point is your easier employees learning. It makes employees learning easier because of his continuous engagement in a particular field. And next point, that is your importance to all functions. It gives importance to all business functions as well. All functions are organized separately. Now we have to discuss the demerits of functional structure of organization. Less emphasis on organizational objective. Functional structure puts more emphasis on performance of various business functions and less emphasis on organizational objectives. Therefore, no one can prescribe for end results. In number two, interdepartmental coordination problem. It leads to interdepartmental coordination problem as information flow across the functional departments remain restricted. Interdepartmental conflicts. In functional structure, conflicts between two or more departments emerges because each department's overemphasis in viewpoints. Conflict between production and marketing departments is classic. Then inflexibility. It brings inflexibility in the organization structure because of overemphasis on functional specialization. Therefore, a question is frequently asked, who will occupy the post of Chief Executive Officer, as this post requires general management skills which can across functional lines. Then come to divisional structure of organization. We have to discuss the meaning of divisional structure and its importance. Divisional structure is the structure in which activities are grouping on the basis of product or geographical territories. Advantages, that is number one, clear responsibility of end results. Divisional structure fixes responsibility for end results. For example, each divisional heads is responsible for final outcomes in terms of profitability and return on investment. Therefore, organizational objectives are focused properly. Number two, flexibility. It promotes flexibility as each division functions automatically. Therefore, new division may be added without disturbing the existing structure. Personalized attention to users. Users of different products may give personalized attention from the division of everyone focuses on a single products or closely related products. The number four, developing general management skills. It helps in developing general management skills. As a result, succession to the post of CEO is not a problem. Then disadvantages or demerits of divisional structure for organization. Number one, interdivisional conflicts. Divisional structure leads to conflict among different divisions over the issue of allocation of organizational resources, as each division tries to grab as much as resources as possible. Increasing cost. It may lead to increasing cost because of duplication of activities across the division. Ignoring organizational interests. It provides authority to divisional managers to supervise the entire activities of the divisions. Thereby, he became quite powerful and asserts his interdependence and may ignore organizational interests. Then number four, complex organizational structure. Divisional structure is quite complex. Of each division has its own functions, departments, which makes reporting relationship quite complex. For example, finance manager of division should report to divisional managers or finance director working at the head office of the organizations. That is about today. Next day we have to discuss the delegation of authority and decentralization of authority and steps of delegation of authority and the importance of decentralization of authority. Thank you. Have a nice day.